On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This Brownsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! Woo! I hope y'all are feeling good just like I am. Good morning! Wait, I pushed the wrong button. Let me try that again. Me. Good morning. Welcome to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Happy to have y'all with us. Ryan McCarthy will join us at the bottom of this hour. Jay Spivey will join us at the bottom of the next hour. And this hour is brought to you by BetUS.com. Listen up, sports bettors. Your favorite sports book, BetUS.com, is back for our 29th year of NBA action and NFL and Major League Baseball and all other leagues. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers members the opportunity to cash in on all of your favorite sports, including NBA, UFC, and MLB. If you're looking for live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds, boosters, props, and parlays, we got them. How about fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service? Hey, we got that too. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Cole Johnson in just a moment. And I believe I'm getting a cue in my ear that we need to start this. This, my friends, is the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. I pushed the wrong button again. And we start in New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey, to be exact, because hallowed grounds of baseball has returned to Hinckliffe Stadium. Once home of Negro League games, it will now house the New Jersey Jackals of the Frontier League. Hinckliffe Stadium is now open for business, Patterson, New Jersey, and I, as a baseball fan, could not be prouder, could not be happier to see all of this happen. I just hope one day I get a chance to get out there to see Hinckliffe Stadium. But Hinckliffe Stadium is open for business as the New Jersey Jackals will call it home. One of my favorites is sharing a health update. Tennis legend Martina Navratilova, while accepting the Rochetta d'Oro, the golden racket, the 18-time Grand Slam singles champion, previously underwent treatment for early-stage breast cancer in 2010, but found out in December that she had stage 1 throat cancer after noticing an enlarged lymph node in her neck during the WTA finals in November. Further test shows a recurrence of breast cancer. She announced she would undergo treatment in January and revealed in March that her cancer was in remission. Yahoo! Another cancer survivor. Don't say it. Navratilova said, quote, "Tennis gave me a surprising life for which I am very grateful. I always tried to give something back when I played and also in retirement," close quote. She was inducted to into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in 2000. She won, as I mentioned, 18 Grand Slam singles titles, including the 83 U.S. Open against Chris Evert, a match that I watched in full. And the victory helped her to propel her to a career slam. At the time, she became the 7th woman to reach the milestone. Navratilova has also won, you ready for this number? 31 major women's doubles titles and 10 major mixed doubles titles for a total, and I can't believe this staggering number myself, 59 total titles. Congratulations, Martina. You just won the ultimate battle. Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown nearly hit by a car during a charity bike ride and jokes was a Cowboys fan. Brown was participating in the 6th annual Eagles Autism Challenge, a bike ride which raises money for research. And the wideout was live streaming on Instagram Live when the video suddenly showed his phone fall to the ground. Brown later said on social media that a driver ran a stop sign and he dropped his phone to avoid being hit by the car. Most importantly, he said he was fine. He said in a tweet, quote, "I'm fine, everyone. Someone ran the stop sign. I didn't fall off my bike. I just dropped my phone and got out of the way. Stay safe, everyone." Close quote. Thank you, A.J. Brown. The last thing we need, the absolute last thing we need is someone getting hurt because, that's the last thing we need is someone getting hurt. We don't need that at all. And I am glad that I'm glad that you're safe. And I'm stalling for time because the next story that I have involves a call that I'm trying to get a hold of as fast as I possibly can. And I don't think I'll be able to get to it. So I'll have to improvise as I usually do. But Matthew Tkachuk did it again. He hit the game winner in overtime, lifting the Panthers to a 2-0 series lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. Yes, Matthew Tkachuk did it again. He did it on Friday and he did it on Sunday as he finished off the second straight overtime, needing only a few minutes instead of 4 extra periods. A minute 12 into the extra session, he skated over as Panthers teammates joined him, then motioned to lead them off the ice. It was time to celebrate his latest big moment in a growing list of them this postseason for a team that needed a late push to make the playoffs, but now stand just 2 wins away from a Stanley Cup final. And I gave the wrong time. A minute 51 into the extra session as he finished off a feed from Sam Reinhart, and the Panthers beat the Hurricanes 2-1 on Saturday night, taking a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Final. It marked an 8th straight road win in these playoffs and helped Florida improve to, you ready for this number? 6-0 in overtime in this postseason. Every time you think you got them down, they find a way to rise back up. And that's a very important point, kids. I'll touch on that later. Meanwhile, the Clarence Campbell Bowl stands 2 wins away from going back to Sin City as Chandler Stevenson jumped on a rebound a minute 12 into overtime and hit the back of the net to complete a rally and give the Vegas Golden Knights a 3-2 win over the Dallas Stars and a 2-0 lead in the Western Conference Final. Jonathan Marchessault forced overtime with a shot from the slot with just 2:22 left in regulation. Stevenson, Marchessault, and Mark Stone each had a goal and an assist for Vegas, and Aiden Hill saved 26 shots. The Golden Knights now lead that series in the battle for the Clarence Campbell Bowl by a count of 2-0. And we close with a somber note. If you remember the number 32, you will always associate it with one person and one person only, and that is Jim Brown. Jim Brown, the world hasn't been the same since his passing before the weekend. He is dead at the age of 87. And if you haven't seen him play or seen any of his footage, you need to look him up. One of the most legendary, and I mean that word, it's tough to put into words what he meant to the game of football and to the sport and to the National Football League and to Syracuse University. At age 87, Jim Brown, you lived a full life. You left an impact on ours. And man, we couldn't do football without you. But now somehow we're going to have to. That's the whip around for this morning. And now, in the spirit of happiness and carrying on for the legendary Jim Brown, we're going to pause for a break. And when y'all get back, I have some receipts to hand out. But I also got a few to collect. But first,
everything Boston. New Kids on the Block, New Edition, and I love New Edition. Can't stand the rain. New Edition. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Big Papi David Ortiz, definitely Pedro Martinez. The Bruins, them, the Celtics, Patriots somewhat, but Giants handled them. So, but still a big them. The Boston PD for that Boston Marathon. But I'm sorry, New Edition, I do love you guys. But yeah, yeah. Except for Johnny Gill. Yeah, Johnny Gill is from DC, so not you, Johnny Gill, not you. The other 5 kids that from I'm sorry, they're not kids. They can't help where they come from. But them for being from Boston.
you want to hear more? You want to hear the most epic rant against Boston? Then you need to tune in today to this premiere episode of Mentality. It'll play on Snowman Multimedia. Catch the television replay Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. We're back in a few minutes, y'all.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus, smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. Because we take this job so serious.
I'm sorry. I did that all wrong. I did that all wrong. My bad.
Do it right, will you?
Oh, God. Brother guest, I'm so glad, Ryan, that you here on Coffee with McCarthy. I love you.
Oh, Lord, you beat me to it. What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Most certainly is. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the other half of the best sports show you will ever see or hear. The man they call Cole Sports, Mr. Cole Johnson. Good morning, my man. How are you today? You're kind of mooted. Hey, I didn't mean... Hey, damn it.
Then you...
You're fired.
Lord.
There you go.
If I would have known you was going to be like, all right.
Now we're really off and running this morning. How are you, man? How was your weekend?
Weekend went well. Needed to relax a bit. Got that in.
Good.
And did a lot of editing over the weekend too. But yeah.
I wonder what.
Did a lot of it, and it's still not over.
No, if y'all hadn't had a chance to check out Mentality, I suggest the latest episode.
Mm-hmm.
Therein.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you do. And all I'm going to say is less than a minute and a half in. That's all I'm going to say. To the feedback zone presented by Fanatics, A Pizzle with his good morning salute. Good morning, all from Vicolach. I can't even say Victor anymore. Damn you, Cole. I hate you for that. No, I don't hate you. I hate your character for coming up with that. As we take a trip back into the Wayback Machine to the days where the NBA was on CBS. It's your fault. Yeah, it's your fault.
It's my fault. Okay.
Fault. I can't do New York well at all. Good morning to Hawk TV. Today, the guys will tackle sports as only they can, plus Coffee with McCarthy. Jay Spivey brings his notes to the table. And believe me, we got a lot of them.
Oh, yes, we
got a lot of notes. David 3000, I'm going to do some work for his network and he for mine. And, of course, Victor introduces us. Speaking of Bizarro Wise, he's right there. And Diggs joins us as well. Diggs, remind us where you are chatting from. We know A Pizzle has a smile 2.5 feet deep.
Oh, gosh.
No, let me change that. He has a smile 5 feet deep. 2 for the Panthers and 3 for the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I know his face hurts. Yeah, his face hurts right now.
No, you can't hurt that smile. You can't hurt.
One team's 2 wins away from the final. Another team's 1. Yeah.
And is that where we're going next?
Yes, we are.
Good.
Yes, we are.
I didn't have the volume up. I will say it for you with a happy face. Boston.
I was gonna introduce it. Let me see how I was going.
Go.
Oh yeah, I was going to introduce it this way before we got into
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Last night was a flat-out mugging. And thank you, Jim Ross. Last night, was and I learned this. I heard this on the Darian Hopkins show when he did a live play-by-play call last night. Popular YouTuber. There is no lie to be found in the following sentence. Last night, what happened in Miami was the definition of a dog walk.
I'll put another Jim Rossism.
Please.
The Heat whooped the Celtics like a rented government mule. I mean,
you know what? It was. You know how you caught yourself laughing when you introduced that trash segment and you called it a slow burn?
Yeah,
that was a slow burn.
I said this, and Playmaker would back me up if he were here, but I know he won't be, unfortunately. Yeah. But he would back me up because I actually said this to him back in the Hawks series, but I definitely trumpeted it in the Sixers series. I said, actually in the Hawks series, I said this team is not going to win a championship. I already know. And I said that back in the Hawks series.
Built for it.
Yeah,
you said it here, and I agreed with you. They're not built for it. They're
in the 76ers series. I was like, they ain't taking it seriously.
And what did I back it up with? They're not built for it.
You're right. They aren't. They're not built for it.
There is something off. Let me try that. Let me try that again with the proper accent. There is something off with the Boston Celtics, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it. You saw it in the Hawks series.
Yeah, they did not. They definitely don't resemble the team from last year. There's not even a question about that. But they played, and they didn't even have to take last night's game to unearth this. They have played in the playoffs as if they have no pride, and it just so happens that they are going up against a team that is giving them no games. That they are taking. They may get bested in a quarter or two, but they're playing a team that they are not going to. They're not going to lay down for 48 minutes. You're going to have to beat them and be better than them a full 48 minutes.
You have to sock them in the mouth several hundred times.
And dare I say, the fourth quarter in Game 2 might have actually been the death blow for the Celtics.
Yeah. Game 1 was their death blow. Okay.
Game one is disappointing because they should have come out with a better effort, considering that in the previous series,
Game 7,
they complete a 3-2 series comeback victory with a 112-88 victory over the Sixers. Supposedly, the Sixers are a better team in ranking and in seeding than the Heat, and they put forth such a lackluster performance in the third quarter, it was unreal. And then they thought they had the game in hand, the fourth quarter, Game 2, and they just it's like they forgot to play defense. I don't understand this team. It's like they just don't have heart. And yes,
balls. How about that?
They might not have any. I don't know, but I do know this though. I know that the next time Wise and I record Mentality, I know that Wise is going to be very happy because, and we record on Fridays. I guarantee you, by the time we record, the Celtics will be eliminated. And I know Wise is going to be happy, and I already know there's going to be somewhere in the recording, we're going to receive this. maybe the PSA, or it might receive this.
Everything Boston. New Kids on the Block, New Edition, and I love New Edition. Can't stand the rain. New Edition. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Big Papi David Ortiz, definitely Pedro Martinez. The Bruins, them, the Celtics, Patriots somewhat, but Giants handled them. So, but still a big them. the Boston PD for that at the Boston Marathon. But I'm sorry, New Edition. I do love you guys, but yeah. Except for Johnny Gill. Except for Johnny Gill.
Yeah,
Johnny Gill is from DC, so not you, Johnny Gill, not you. The other 5 kids that from. I'm sorry, they're not kids. They can't help where they come from. But them for being from Boston.
I already know that I want to hear something of that ilk. It might be he has a laundry list of Celtics he'll read off and say F them, knowing him.
Cole, you may have 120 minutes of that.
Oh my gosh.
And I will say this proudly. Dang, Wise New Edition. See, Wise's slow burn is for a city. Mine is for a few teams. Okay? And I just got a note this morning.
I think so too, Victor.
No, your death blow came 5 minutes in when I saw the episode on Saturday.
Oh yeah, he
and he finished you off at the end of the hour.
Yes, he did.
When you nearly fell out of your chair.
Because again, for that episode, we talked about nothing Boston.
Nothing. What got me and what got Jody. He was so sincere about spending time with your family, spending time with your your loved ones. Thoughts from the Throne, I believe the segment was.
Yes. And he gave his mother a birthday wish.
He gave his mother a birthday wish, and he was being so philosophical. Mm-hmm. And that's when my spider senses went off. When he was talking about his wife, he was talking about his mom. He was God rest you, mom. Yes. I miss you so much.
He was so tender.
He was there. He and I were. Hey, Wise, we were right here. Okay,
passionate.
He was so compassionate. The way he spoke of his mom is the way I speak of my dad.
And he loves his mother.
Okay, he loves his mom. I can see that. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, after 2.5 minutes, and I knew this to happen, and I braced myself.
Like, Lord have mercy.
And he just looks into the camera with a straight face.
Mm-hmm.
With a straight face. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, Boston. Peace."
And then, yes, I was about to say, and then after he hits the bomb, he has the audacity to say peace.
Yes.
Not even a second after. I'm like,
not even a second after that.
I'm like,
and you had this eternal look on your face of, I can't believe he just did that. And then you cut it and he launched into that rant.
Oh my gosh, that was
when he let me get the button here. When he said everything Boston, I thought I knew it was
gone.
You were gone.
I know I was going. I knew he was going. I was like, oh Lord, he's about to rail into so many people from. Oh gosh,
he had a list. He had a list of people. He had a list of people.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, New Kids on the Block, New Edition. He said, except for Johnny Gill. And if y'all need to watch the entire 58 minutes.
Oh gosh, dude.
Okay,
we start off laughing. Oh my gosh.
Look, it wasn't even 1.5 minutes into the program. And you brought up the first story, and yes, we're dropping a teaser here. You brought up the first story concerning Scott Baio, and all I had to hear Wise say was, "What the did Scott Baio ever do?"
Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful thing.
I walked off.
Oh gosh.
Jody came in and said, "Now what?"
Now what?
And she heard Wise's rant on Scott Baio.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulled me over to the couch and she said, "Let it out."
Not let it out.
She said, "Let out that laughter." Because at the time, Sonya was at work. Okay. Well, Sonya hadn't gone to work yet. She was getting ready to go to work. She said, "Let it out before I take the kid to work." I was crying. she goes, what am I ever going to do with you? I said, baby, you're already doing it. You're putting up with my crazy ass. And she lost it right there.
Now but the funny thing is though,
look, our wives have asked us the same question. What am I ever going to do with you? Look, y'all are saints in putting up with our crazy asses, especially when we get together.
Oh my gosh, man. That was one that I did not expect an epic rant like that to begin the show, but I'm like, wow, okay. I guess here we are.
My friend, the John Morant segment, y'all will just have to watch it in its entirety.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say.
That's one you do have to watch in its entirety.
You have to watch that in its entirety. Underrated Darkness joining us from New York.
What's up, Underrated Darkness?
What's up, Underrated? Good to have you with us. Man, you heard every part of New York come out of Wise.
Yes.
In that episode.
Oh my.
And I'm talking about, because sometimes he hides it well. When he does hide it well. When he talks about things, and you can hear part of his Puerto Rican accent. But this past episode, he hides nothing. That's all I will say. Oh my God. He hides nothing.
That was
and I mean that in love, Wise. I mean that in pure love, because you had me and Jody, and to a point, Sonya, dying.
To a point? He even cracked your daughter?
He cracked my daughter. He cracked my daughter up. Because as soon as he said, F everything Boston, Sonya walked by. To a point, Sonya, it elicited this response from Sonya, quote, I agree. And she walked off. My baby girl.
Look at you, Wise. You are converting folks. Oh my gosh. She said I agree.
Hello, Wise.
And speaking of someone who agrees with your message, sir.
This Coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Invader Coffee Hotline, the one, the only, Mr. Ryan McCarthy.
Good morning. From upstate New York, by the way.
No fighting Irish. No fighting Irish this morning.
Oh. I
don't know why. It's May.
Oh.
I mean,
you have to say your patented line after this
The
plays.
following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
I'm Ryan McCarthy, and I approve this message.
There we go.
Love you, Wise.
What's the brew this morning, my man?
As always, Invader Coffee. As always.
What flavor?
Oh, the Breaking Case of Emergency blend.
Invader Coffee, the official coffee of the No Credentials Required program.
Now, Snowman, I have some trivia for you.
Uh-oh. I'm not turned. My brain's not turned on yet. All right. What?
Well, drink some coffee or some water, and
my man McCoffee.
So you mentioned at the top of the show with the whip around that the Florida Panthers have won their 6th overtime game in this playoff.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the third most. They're tied for the third most in NHL Stanley Cup playoff history.
That is crazy. That's only the third most.
Only
Wow.
the third most. Yeah.
Only the third most. Who has the most overtime wins in Stanley Cup playoff history in one series?
In one series?
One series.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna throw a shot in the dark. Devils 2000.
Nope.
All right, give it to me.
Okay, Kings
Montreal-
93.
Actually,
Montreal.
it wasn't 93. It was Montreal Canadiens.
Montreal
They won-
Canadiens.
They won 10 overtime games in the 1993 Stanley Cup playoffs.
That's nuts.
And I think they won I think they won 3 in the Stanley Cup
Three in
final
the,
alone.
yep, 3 of them came in the final.
So on the
Because
road to their
remember
most
game
recent
2.
championship. Wow.
So the game 2, remember game 2? What happened? What led to that overtime was this infamous stick incident. That Mark Sorley had an illegal stick that was just a twinge. Like the curve of the stick was just a twinge over the legal limit. He was called for late a game. Montreal scores a power play goal, and they score in overtime, and they went up winning the series.
And
That was one of 4 straight.
in 5 games.
Yep, and the last Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup too.
And I
30 years ago. Yeah. Wow.
I believe they clinched that in Montreal in the
They did
Montreal Forum.
in Game 5. They clinched it in Montreal.
In the Montreal Forum.
Yep.
Well,
Which I went to for a senior year high school French trip. We went to see a game at the Montreal Forum.
I keep forgetting you're not that far from Montreal.
No,
Was that
only
so-
only 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Was that joint as loud as I thought it was in their heyday?
Mm-hmm. Even during that
That's all I
shortened
need to know.
strike year, it was still loud.
That's all I need to know.
Yep.
All I need to know.
How many did it seat?
The Forum, I think it's seated at 15,000, maybe.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Because the Bell Center currently seats about 22,000.
Yeah, Bill Center is much bigger. I know that.
Yeah,
much.
and I've been to the Bell Center many times too. It's
Mhm.
that's a very nice arena.
17,959 in the Montreal Forum.
All right, I was a little off.
It's all right. 17,959 in the Montreal Forum. I'm almost afraid to go to Montreal because I wouldn't know what the hell they're talking about because their main language is French.
It is, but most people are very accommodating. If you at least try to speak the language, they'll be more accommodating. If they see that you're trying, they'll be all right. But most people speak both. In Montreal, they speak both French and English.
Yep.
It's just when you go outside of the city limits, that's a little bit.
That's when you run into trouble.
That's when things get squiffy.
they hold on to speaking French hard. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's right.
In the rural, they'll speak more French in the rural areas than they will in the metropolitan areas like Montreal and Quebec City. And but
so if I ever visit, so if I ever see a game at, so if I ever see a game at Molson Stadium,
Percival Molson Stadium,
Percival Molson Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go anywhere outside of Molson Stadium, I'm in trouble because I don't know any kind of French yet.
The 7 years of French I took in middle school and high school is pretty much long gone.
But see, I took Spanish between high school and Northeast Missouri State. I took Spanish. Someone tried to convince me to delve into French, and they tried to bribe me. Why? They threw the Montreal Canadiens at me, and they said, and they had a fair point, but I was 18 years old at the time. They had a fair point. What if you have to cover a game in Montreal?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn it. Because at the time you had the Montreal Expos. You had the World League's Montreal Machine.
Yep.
The Montreal Canadiens, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the Alouettes were still dormant.
And the Alouettes, yeah. And you had the Alouettes in CFL.
The Alouettes were dormant. Now that I'm getting into this, but now that I'm diving knee deep into the CFL, oh boy, I'm gonna have to learn quick. Speaking of CFL, who's the team you're paying attention to?
I'm a Montreal Alouettes fan, so I'm definitely paying attention to them.
Really?
I got a couple of buddies up in Montreal who are.
You gonna do that to me? After we have this talk about you gonna do that to me?
Yes, I just did.
Twice now.
Sticking to your region. I like that.
And you know what? I don't blame you.
Well, the particular reason why I also follow the Montreal Alouettes is because they are the remnants of the Baltimore Stallions.
Right.
Who
the only American
team to win the CFL,
win the Grey Cup to win the Grey Cup.
To win the Grey Cup. Because
when all the other American
they
franchises, when all the other American franchises folded back in '95, the Wettenhalls relocated the Baltimore Stallions up to Montreal.
Yes,
and they played at Olympic Stadium for a couple of games, and then that infamous, and then U2 had a concert there, and they had to move it to Percival Molson Stadium. Yep, and they had to go to Percival Molson Stadium. They've been playing there ever since.
Yep, and I like Molson Stadium.
It's a nice little stadium. I've been there a couple times.
This year, the Grey Cup, if I'm correct, this year the Grey Cup is in Hamilton.
It's in the Hammer. Yep.
It's in the Hammer at Tim Hortons Field, which is Rod's favorite brand of coffee, Tim Hortons. Anyone who's watched the Rod Peterson show, he praises Tim Hortons coffee.
Shout out to RP.
Shout out to RP. He's going to be back on the show here pretty soon on the afternoon show. But I'm kind of partial to the BC Lions. I don't know why. I don't know where the connection came from. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm partial to the CFL. All right, let me just stop kicking around here.
I don't blame you. I mean, BC's a good team.
I like the BC.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to have Nathan Rourke this season because he's with Jacksonville. He's studying under Doug Peterson. Good for him.
Yes.
Good for him.
Yes.
But they have Vernon Adams, and Vernon Adams is a decent quarterback. He's just streaky. He's a little streaky. I remember him.
You better not be streaky with BC this year, or I'm going to get totally mad at him. No, I can't do that. No, I don't think he'll be streaky in BC. He was streaky as hell in Montreal.
Oh, he was. Oh, for sure.
He was streaky as hell in Montreal.
Even with that running attack they had with William Stanback, which I'm thankful. He'll be back this year. He was a MLP candidate in 2021. Unfortunately, he fractured his ankle in week 1 of last season.
Yeah,
and didn't play a whole lot last season. But he'll be back with a full season. They'll have a new quarterback, Cody Fajardo. Unfortunately, Trevor Harris went to Saskatchewan. But who knows what's going to happen there because they have no line to protect him.
They have no offensive line at all.
They have no offensive line to protect him.
None. And they had,
which is what they have in Montreal.
let me borrow Victor's words. They have nothing but 300-pound mannequins or 300-pound turnstiles in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Which led to the demise of Cody Fajardo.
Yep.
Speak the truth.
Which is unfortunate because I like Cody Fajardo. He's a nice. From what I understand, he's a world-class guy. He's a great citizen, and he loves Saskatchewan. But unfortunately, they just ran him out of town because of the offensive because of
a horrid offensive line.
Yeah.
They ran him out of town because of a horrid offensive line. Speaking of running out of town, what becomes of Bo Levi Mitchell?
Oh, that's going to be
where is he? Where is he signed?
He signed with Hamilton. He was traded, then signed with Hamilton.
Wow. Yeah. So he signed an extension with the Tiger Cats.
He wound up. Yeah, his rights were traded after the season ended, and then Hamilton wound up re-signing him. They wound up giving him a 2-year extension.
Wow.
So that's going to be one of the more interesting storylines going into the CFL going into this season is having Bo Levi Mitchell in a new area and see if they can break that Grey Cup
drought
streak. They haven't won since 1997 or 98.
Yeah, and for them to host the Grey Cup would take a minor miracle because they have some holes to fix on their team as well, don't they?
Yeah, especially I believe on defense, they have some issues. They have some concerns. I'm interested to see what Ottawa does this year.
Why?
Because with all the signings they had last year, and they just kept getting hurt. Jeremiah Masoli, he was out. He was out most of the year last year because of that really dirty play by that Saskatchewan defensive lineman who is no longer in the league. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but it's probably best that we don't say his name anyway, because he had that reputation.
Perfect. Hello.
Yeah. But I'm just interested.
I hate to make that comparison, but you're absolutely right. There is no room for that kind of play.
No, there isn't. And I'm just interested to see with a fully healthy team to see what they got in Ottawa. as to see if they can make a run for the for an Eastern Division spot.
Here's the problem: they're called the Toronto Argonauts.
Yeah, Toronto's, and even with Chad Kelly,
Chad's gonna make them an even better passing offense. I mean, nothing against McLeod Bethel Thompson, who was the most solid starter Toronto has had since Doug Flutie.
Yep. Now he's lighting it up in the USFL.
He's lighting it up in the USFL. He's on his way to 3,000 yards in the USFL.
Mm-hmm. Good for him.
And very much so. Very good for him.
And fellow Beard brother,
yes.
McLeod Bethel Thompson.
I mean, nothing against McLeod Bethel Thompson, but in a pinch, Chad Kelly was called on to pinch hit for him when Bethel Thompson went down with an injury, and all Chad Kelly did was lead his team to a championship in Saskatchewan. It was at Mosaic Stadium.
It's at Mosaic Stadium, yeah.
It was at Mosaic Stadium. I'm shooting to go to Grey Cup in 24 at BC.
I'm going to try to shoot for Hamilton to go to the Grey Cup this year. I'm only about 5 or 6 hours from Hamilton, from where I am. So all I have to do is drive west towards Buffalo and then go southwest, and I'm in Hamilton.
I'm gonna try to cover the CFL this year. I've reached out to a couple people, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm also going to try to do a live play-by-play reaction to a few CFL games. See if I can get the rhythm of it.
Well, they announced the CFL announced CFL Plus, where they're going to broadcast, and they have a new contract with CBS
Sports.
With CBS. So games they won't show on CBS or don't show on CBS, they'll show on CFL Plus in the United States.
Well, I'll be ready for it, because
let me know.
I'll be completely in.
Dude, let me know. I'm down. We'll do it. We'll do it together.
You got it. We'd love
to broadcast a game with you.
You're on. And Cole, you owe me the same thing, because I'd love to broadcast a game with you. In fact, while I'm dishing out things, if all goes well, Cole and I are going to be not only making a trip to Chicago, but a trip to Indianapolis for the Circle City Classic on September 24th, and Labor Day weekend in Chicago for the HBCU Classic at Venerable Soldier Field. Cross your fingers, y'all. All right. There is something you need to do, Mr. Johnson.
The following is a public service announcement from Vicola, Aaron Rodgers,
and Antonio Clown.
This has been the public service announcement.
Reset.
Okay.
Do it again.
The following is a public service announcement from Vicola,
Aaron Rodgers, and Antonio Clown.
This has been a public service announcement from Vicola.
Look, Aaron Rodgers may be an ayahuasca drinking, toe picking space cadet, Cole Johnson's words, but he's my ayahuasca drinking, toe picking space cadet.
You actually remembered it almost word for word. Huh? You almost remember the word for word. Okay.
I did.
Please say it again. Please say it again.
Right. He may be Aaron Rodgers may be an ayahuasca drinking, toe picking space cadet, but he's my ayahuasca drinking, toe picking space cadet.
And here's where I pick on Ryan McCarthy unmercilessly and bring out the Irish McCarthy.
Oh
do you really actually think the Jets are going to do something this year?
Unfortunately, yes, because of that toe-picking, ayahuasca sipping space cadet. But outside of New York, who actually believes that the Jets are going to do something, even with Aaron Rodgers in tow and under center?
Haters gotta hate, lovers gotta love. I don't even want. That's good.
But no, that's exactly it. That's me.
That's it.
Haters wanna hate, lovers wanna love, but I don't want none of the above. And Rodgers retire. We retire. Bye bye fool. Bye bye retire.
Folks, I swear to you, you can't make this up. I swear to you,
That's exactly how I was feeling. Thank you, Ron.
You can't make this up. You really can't. Wait a minute. Not if we have something to say about it. Okay, this is where I piss off a pizzle and have fun doing it.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be the Dolphins.
Do it. No, it's not going to be the Dolphins.
It ain't going to be the Dolphins. It's going to be Josh Allen and the Bills.
Yeah, it's going to be the Bills.
Yeah, probably.
And the Bills are still the best team in the division.
Listen, Josh Allen
and certainly not Mac Jones, the dollar.
Oh
store,
my gosh,
the dollar store Kirk Cousins.
This is
wait.
I said Mac Jones is a dollar store Kirk Cousins.
Here is my issue with the Patriots, and it isn't even Mac Jones related.
And if I see Kurt Two Chainz
Cousins.
Shout out BS3.
What? Hold on. I really last year when Bill Belichick put Matt Patricia as the offense coordinator of the team, I really wanted to say to him,
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
This fool thinks he can put anybody in to any coaching position. I'm like, man, you ruined your team doing that.
And then Las Vegas happened.
Also, Joe Judge. They were offensive coach.
Oh gosh. And a special teams coordinator he puts as OC. Yeah.
And then Las Vegas happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look happened. Before the Henry lateral to the pick. The play design makes you say, what in the world were you thinking when you called this? And that's before Henry decides to look back in the field. So, oh, Chandler Jones, I'm wearing a white jersey. I'm throwing it to the black jersey. Hurls it to him.
That just sounds so.
And then Chandler Jones.
And then Mac Jones gets trucked. Yes. And then Mac Jones. Yes. And Mac Jones then gets.
Mac Jones got the trucked out of him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was like Chandler Jones heard finish him and just trucked Mac Jones. Wait,
hold on.
I almost feel bad for him.
I don't.
I almost feel bad for him.
And then
almost.
At the end,
I don't. I didn't, and I don't.
And then at the end of it, and then at the end of it, after Mac Jones got trucked, you hear
fatality.
Yeah.
Yes. Finish him.
The play call to me was like, I don't know what the heck you were thinking. And then it just got compounded by the dumb lateral. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
And as soon as I will use the sound that Cole described. And as soon as Chandler Jones caught it and he saw Mac Jones in the way, all you hear everybody 65,000 plus say to him,
finish him.
With Mac Jones in the way. And then
fatality.
Actually, you could have heard as well. It's better
the thing is, for me, it's not as good, though. I want Zach Wilson there because he actually is comical. Aaron Rodgers, I don't want him there because when he does bad, I just want him to do worse and just simply dig a hole and bury himself in it. With Zach Wilson, I just laugh. It's humorous. It's entertainment. I don't want to hear this idiot have to go now on ESPN, pick his toes, drink ayahuasca, and then say, well, you know, man, Garrett Wilson sucks. He don't have hands. And Breece Hall, he don't know what hole to run up in. And where they draft these offensive line. I don't want to hear that crap from him. And won't assign blame to himself at all. Hold on, Ryan. Hold on, Ryan. Fight on the lie.
And I respond in
the look on your face says it all.
And
you're right. Why it's entertainment for Jets fans, but it's a tragedy.
Thank you. Yes, yeah, it is entertainment for Jets fans too. It just isn't as it just isn't as a good of a feel.
You said find the lie.
Mm-hmm.
I echo your words, sir. No lie to be found.
I mean, he throws teammates on the bus faster than Usain Bolt runs a 100-meter dash. I mean, come on, man.
The silence you hear is Jets Nation just crawling under a rock.
Look. I Wise. I guess I might be along your lines, bro. The Jets. Joe Johnson, Brees Hall.
Hold it. All right, we gotta do this. We gotta do this right before we go to the next hour.
Oh,
go.
Sorry.
You ready?
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. Everything Jets. I mean, Woody Johnson, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, and definitely that idiot Aaron Rodgers.
We killed Ryan again.
You didn't even bring out Uncle Foot, and I'm dead.
Oh no! No!
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ryan. Now you know I don't have any hatred toward the Jets. I just wish.
Lie with
No, I don't. I don't have any hatred for the Jets. I have a ton of hatred for Aaron Rodgers. I have no hatred for the Jets. In fact, I wanted to succeed without Aaron Rodgers.
I laugh at Aaron Rodgers.
Gosh.
I laugh at Aaron Rodgers.
Victor, great. Now Ryan is feeling the abuse.
Okay. At least Ryan's team didn't get far enough to have to experience their supposed star running back at center on a final play of the game.
Well, you did get spared that embarrassment.
And I pick on Victor mercilessly, but Victor, this is your coach calling a play.
Thank you, A Pistol. That's another one I gotta add. I have sipping toe picking, darkness retreat having space cadet.
I'm about to go on a dorkness retreat after this.
Dorkness retreat. Oh, and when you do, just have Yo Kang ring in your ears when you do that.
Why? Why?
Victor, I told you I wasn't going to do it.
Cole?
Thank you, Ryan McCarthy, a.k.a. Ryan McCarthy.
I love this interaction with you, Ryan. You were so awesome, bro. Before you do go, what's on tap for no rejections acquired today? Man?
Yes. Besides him hearing those two words in his head for the
my Kang. Yo Kang's getting swept. All right.
Yes. Thank you. Wait, hold it. Victor said I wouldn't help myself in pushing a button. Well, Victor, in a way, you're right. I can't find it. He was wrong, so.
You what? Mold him.
You're fired.
This is all broken down now. Victor,
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to push that button.
You're right, it's off the rails.
Victor, I'm not going to push that button.
I'm sorry.
I am going to push this one.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
I'll be sure and send that to Ryan for
Okay.
no
Look, I know you have to run, sir. So
I'm Ryan McCoffey, and I approve all this.
thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Oh
brother.
my gosh! No. Before you go, what's on tap for no credentials acquired tonight?
Yo Kang.
Certainly not Yo Kang.
Oh no! The answer to no.
No, I have a moratorium on that clown on my show. Definitely Major League Baseball. We're going to talk Yankees and Mets. We're going to talk about Pat McAfee migrating over to ESPN, and we might even do a little bit more of the Tony L. Allah or whatever his name is files. Because holy crap,
what's wrong with this idiot?
Dude,
can y'all hear the Rockford Files theme playing in your head when you think about this one?
Oh, it's Perry Mason, actually. Holy, after this weekend, I'm not even sure if the team will exist at the end of the year. Honestly,
I'm not even sure the team will exist halfway into the year.
I mean, the team doesn't exist now.
And I'll leave it there. Thank you, Ryan. We love you, brother. We'll tune in and no credentials required. Thank you, Ryan.
8 p.m.
Love you,
8
brother.
p.m. tonight.
8 p.m., sir. 8 p.m. tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Eastern.
That's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. On the YouTube channel. No creds. REQ.
2 p.m. Hawaiian time.
2 p.m. Hawaiian time. That is No Creds, CREDS, REQ. On the YouTube channel.
You got that.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Dear
Bang gets eviscerated as our number 2 begins
right
now.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2,
Sam Shady.
Oh man, it's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it. What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
Should be criminal to have that much fun with Ryan McCarthy. I'm serious, man.
You know, my next statement is out of love for you. You are a f***ing fool for that intro. Don't let me. You are a f***ing nut with some of the pictures that you found. Especially the one of Justin Herbert with just this deadpan look on his face. Like, why am I here?
Like, oh Lord, I got put in this situation. Why?
Like, what the hell am I doing here? Oh my. And I still can't get over those pictures you found of the fan falling into the basket at Raggedy Field, putting Chris Bass's voice behind it.
I could tell you, the search in Google was the following. I actually said drunk Wrigley Field fans. That's how I found that picture. I was like, okay, I'm gonna find the stupidest, most drunken state of a Wrigley Field fan I possibly could find. And then when I saw that idiot in the net, I was like, that's one. There it is, right there. Perfect.
I will have a Cubdom experience tomorrow, but today.
And before you continue,
yes, sir.
I knew I had to slot this. So my only instructions to you, sir, is have no mercy yet try to find a way to not mention Yo Kang in it.
I'm not going to help it. Push the button.
But when the Nuggets raced out to their 3-0 series lead against the Lakers Saturday, I said, yep, it is time for one of these. And I cede the floor to you, sir.
I love you, Victor, but I can't help
This
it.
Braun Session Confession is brought to you by Braun Joy Juice. Braun Joy
Lord
Juice.
have mercy.
The
I
ultimate
knew
joy
it.
juice of Braun sexuals
I effing knew
worldwide. Made with 100% organic seal milk.
100% organic seal milk.
I should hate you, but I don't. On your mark, get set, go!
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
I approve the following message. Braun.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned,
I'm impressive.
rises
Only
a
10
figure
seconds.
who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
Although I feel it's going to be even longer than that.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the Bronzexual Confessions.
Okay. Dear nearly cussed. Dear Faker fans.
Ready? And pull! Trash!
I want y'all to listen and listen carefully. This series is over. You've had 3 shots to steal all 3 games. Even wiping out a 12-point deficit at the end of the first quarter to take a 94-93 lead in the 4th period. But y'all didn't cash in that money because it is the money period. Thank you, Brent Musburger. And just as my partner said so eloquently, you failed.
Royally.
3 times. Wipe out a 20-point deficit to get to within 3.
Keep talking. That's right. Keep talking.
Wipe down an 11-point deficit. Led by 11.
That's
led
right.
by 11.
Led by 11.
In game 2.
That's right. Failed. That's right.
Wiped out a 12-point deficit. Took the lead with 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And once again, you
the Hall TV, y'all about to witness.
Give me this button. I remember asking you a thing.
I just wanted to complete his sentence. His sentence was incomplete, but you did what I was going to originally do.
I'll do it again. I don't remember asking you a thing. Three shots, 3 misses. Oh, and it is Yo Kang's fault.
Oh, you mean having
take
him miss all threes until what was it, the fourth quarter of game
LeBron
3?
couldn't throw it
in the series?
Give me this button. Oh, here I go again. LeBron couldn't throw it in the f***ing ocean for 3 games. LeBron couldn't throw it in the f***ing ocean, and what got them past the Warriors is smacking them in the face against the Nuggets. You're not using Anthony Davis.
Yeah, forgetting him in large stretches.
So all these people that love to say, shut up.
But wait a minute.
Nikola Jokic kicked LeBron's team in the face.
But
3 separate times.
But Snowman.
What?
Snowman, Brian Sexual say, F what y'all talking about. It ain't over yet. No one ever came back from a 3-0 deficit, but the Lakers about to. Gonna be another notch added in number 6 of the Lakers' legacy. It ain't over, man.
What
Hashtag
legacy?
Lakers in 7.
What legacy? What f***ing legacy? He's
legacy.
never had a f***ing legacy. He's never had a f***ing era, and this part proves it. But you're supposed to be the f***ing greatest of all time. You're supposed to have your team up 3-0, not down 3-0, looking up at the most valuable player. And I don't mean Joel Embiid either, you nuts.
But Snowman, number 6 of the Lakers has a real opportunity here. Come back in this series. If he does that, he surpasses Jordan as the GOAT. Hashtag Lakers. Hashtag NBA.
Folks, these messages were sent to me, and the following response was emitted from my wife. You can't make this up.
Of course, fool, he's 38. He's old. What do you expect?
Get that out of here. Listen.
No, let me put it back up. I'm sorry.
Out of here.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. What do you expect? The dude's old. Oh, y'all try to tout, well, in his 20th year, he does all this. Well, you know what? Father Time's undefeated, and you're seeing it live in living color. With Yo King, who's 38 years and 4 months of age.
Okay.
Oh, well.
All right, Hawk TV, you're pissing me off. And I mean it playfully, of course. That's why he's shooting the ball more. Yeah, here's the problem. He's shooting 38% from the field in this series. 3 shots, 3 failures. If he is supposedly the greatest of all time, and I believe he is not. No, let me try that again.
No, I know he's not.
Know that he's not. And I agree with Victor. Who told this lie?
Hold up. But before I continue, give me this camera.
Take it.
For all of you bronze sexuals, if the impossible happens, and this is the 150th case in NBA history where a team has gone down 3-0, and they have the chance to win the next 4 games, if Yo King does so, your Kings GOAT candidacy died on June 12th, 2011. This isn't a Lazarus situation. He's not going to get resurrected from the dead. The GOAT candidacy won't get resurrected from the dead. It is dead. It is buried. It is gone. Consider the GOAT candidacy in the afterlife. You can take the camera back, sir.
Because on June 12, 2011, oh, here goes my throat. Yo King got socked in the mouth by Dirk Nowitzki. More to the point, Yo King got bodied by J.J. Berea.
Not bodied. A 5'11" guy got bodied by him.
Hell, Kane got bodied several hundred times in that series by Jason Terry by doing something LeBron can't do. Hit a jump shot! And to think that era was the best of LeBron because he actually had a coach that put a foot in his ass. And to tease y'all for Wednesday, LeBron doesn't like to be coached. He doesn't like to be an underling. He doesn't like to be told what to do, which is what should have been happening for 20 years. Unfortunately, LeBron got... I'll stop there, and I'll move on to this.
Yeah, he shoot the ball more to what result? And that's for the team, too.
Oh, by the way, Hog TV, this is Darvin Ham trying to pick out a play.
That one.
The Nuggets recognized it and gave him a nice, big, fat
Tiger uppercut.
Along with him.
Tonight, or maybe even as late as Wednesday. And I don't even want it to go Wednesday. I want
the
this.
Nuggets want to go Wednesday either.
I want this over tonight. I want this grade A homogenized Holstein bullshit over tonight. I beg of you, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and the rest of the Denver Nuggets. I have 100,000 receipts to hand to Cool McCain, and I will happily do it. Please, for the love of God, get this fraudulent king out of our faces and out of our lives. Oh, and to Freddie Henderson, Yo Kang sucks.
Don't do that to Freddie.
Fuck him.
Pretty cool. He just
him. Read my lips. Him.
He just drinks a little bit. He just drinks a little. I understand. He just drinks a little bit of that purple and yellow Kool-Aid. I know I've dealt with him often, but he's a cool guy. He's
him.
Delusional when it comes to the Lakers. But go ahead, sir.
He's delusional when it comes to him.
Not him.
When it comes to him. Stupid,
him.
incompetent son. Why y'all want to trust a 30-year-old raggedy?
Why you gotta be raggedy?
Stupid incompetence. Have you? Come here. Have you seen him?
So you must be talking about that wonderful layup that he seems to try, but it just rolls off the front of the rim, or the windmill dunk. He thought he was Dominic Wilkins, but it slipped from his hands. Oh! Here's another good one. Yes, so in having conversations with a brown sexual.
Oh Jesus, I'm sorry.
You know, after Braun decided to notice I didn't say the name. I just said his nickname.
There, how's that?
No, that's fine. Had the windmill dunk slip through his fingers, they rushed to the joystick. They shifted into high gear. They struck it. No, I'm sorry. No, my bad. That's private.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I'll say that after they read the vein on the joystick. I'm trying to keep this PG.
You ain't doing a good job of it, and nor am I.
I know. After they wiped the slobber from their mouths.
Okay, I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you.
Mm-hmm.
After they took his out of their mouths with all the joy juice dripping off the side of their mouths, continue.
If it wasn't a Dookie shoot, they rushed to the computer and they tried to find the most ridiculous of gaffes that they could find of Jordan. And they find one, and you might recognize it since you were a Jordan fan and a Jordan enthusiast and historian.
Yes.
It was a game in the forum,
1992.
and I did say it was 92. I was going to say it was early. I was either early 90s or late 80s, but I think it was early 90s.
1992.
So the game was basically wrapped up, and Jordan was about to go for a dunk. And you know he's graceful, right? Yeah. Well, the ball slipped through his hands and went on a bounce with like 14 seconds to go. And so Bron Sexuals were happy. Boy, they were like seals. Bron. I mean, just straight up like seals. But they forget. Let me see. Let me see if I can remember the stats because it might be all wrong. But I think in that game that he had this humongous, horrible gaffe. One, it was a regular season game. And two, it was a Bulls win. In fact, it was a Bulls blowout. But I think the stats, if I'm not mistaken, Jordan, I think his stat line was 49 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals.
That would be right.
That's what I thought.
November 20th. Matter of fact, let's take a matter of fact.
What you mean you had a conversation with a bronsexual? That's a good one, Victor.
Yeah, a few of them, Victor. By the way, bronsexuals, I hate to inform you of this, but Jordan won more often than he lost. Can you say that about Yo Kang?
Especially when he got the chips.
I believe I read a T-shirt online that says LeBron loses chips all the time.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's quite impressive
for me, but
I mean, it's quite impressive when you have a guy who you could say only lost one playoff series in 8 years. And he participated in 26 of them in that time span and won 25 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Can LeBron say that? No.
Hell
can't.
no.
Now you can say that you can give him the longevity crown. Yes, he has the most.
Mm-hmm. Without broken ankles, without broken legs, without cramps inside San Antonio, Texas. Without grimacing when Kawhi Leonard checks in off the bench, bitch.
Or without tweaking your knee when a teammate hits a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lakers fan. That happened this weekend. But I digress.
And it's going to
longevity awards doesn't mean much when it comes to this point of you actually get a chance to say this guy, talking about Jordan, in such a short amount of time was a bright star, a supernova, basically. When can you say, other than the Celtics run in the 60s, when can you say someone was that brilliant in having that many chips in that amount of time without losses? You can only say one era. The 60 Celtics. That's the only time you can say it.
That's it. Oh, by the way, where is that clip? Oh yeah, I got a present for these fools because my mouse is acting stupid again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, mute me for a minute, will you please?
No problem.
Please.
Ow! Hit me. Say
Trays, 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 trays. Trays, 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 trays. That's the Lakers. Sir, are you good now?
I'm good.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm good. I'm good. Because I'm trying to find something that no one has ever said about LeBron James. And this was, oh yeah, here we go.
No, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I found a sequence that highlights Jordan's greatness and Bron's frivolity. Jim Durham.
Michael Jordan the rebound. Here they come again. The Bulls with a chance to tie and 126 left to go in the second OT. John Paxson has it outside left against Seasting. Minute 19 left to go. Michael Jordan against Danny Ainge. Michael on the drive across the lane. Turnaround shot. Got it. 63 for Jordan. The game is tied at 131 with 110 left. A new NBA record has been set in the Boston Garden by an all-time great. I don't care if he's only played a year and change. He ranks right up there with the all-timers.
But then you have dummies here who would say, "Oh yeah, Jordan scored 63 in the Garden." Of course, they forget to add against, in my opinion, the greatest single-season team ever assembled. But they always say, "But yeah, he scored 33." But what was the result of that game? It was an But then these dum-dums will turn around and put forth an argument of, well, Bron, he scored 49 game 1 2018 NBA Finals with basically no other teammates. But they would use the argument of, yes, Jordan scored that many points in a loss, but forget that in the game he scored 49, he ended up with 51, and he wore these hideous garb of jeans of suit shorts, and with attaché case included with Mama Switch Your Hips energy. The Cavs walked out of game 1 of that 2008 Finals because you all forget Von Sexuals. He took an
You know the greatest part of that 2018 final series? What happened to Bron then is what's going to happen to him tonight.
Oh, you mean to be getting? Let me see if I can think of the word. Manhandled? No, they've already been manhandles. Dismantled? No, they've been dismantled. Discabop? No. Oh, you mean they're going to tonight get swept?
And unlike these stupid idiots that would love to see a miracle, you ain't getting one. There is no chance in hell. You got no chance.
No chance.
No chance in hell to see a
Game 7. So you're saying they're like the old school? They're like Mike and the Mechanics? All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. You mean tell me that's what Bron Sexuals are singing now?
Yeah, with everything in their mouth.
Oh, you mean this song?
It ain't happening, Bron Sexuals. There's no way You will see a
Game 7.
That's Snowman's take. What is yours?
Oh my gosh! All I need is a miracle.
Man, will you push?
All I need is you. Sad brunch
I'm in another lane. I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
And now it's time to bring this Monday to a close with Jay Spivey joining us on the program. Good morning, Jay. How are you?
Well, gentlemen, how are you? And after last week's horrible week, I am ready to start anew with a great Monday with you guys. So let's go.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So I'm going to lob one right in his wheelhouse. Why isn't anyone talking about Wake Forest baseball?
Oh, you mean the number 1 ranked team in the country?
You're doggone right. The number 1 team in the country, voiced by Ty Collins, my good friend. And I asked him this question, and I seem to be getting no answers. I've asked this to several outlets in the triad. Why?
They honestly, this is May. There's not a lot going on. Not a lot of high school sports are winding down. There's next to no college sports other than baseball. The pro sports, you got the NBA is almost done. The Hurricanes are 0-2 in their series. Why not talk about Wake Forest? Because they're the best team in North Carolina. And I live about 10 or 15 minutes from Wake Forest. And, the media's talked about it a little bit. But in my opinion, they ought to be over there every day.
I've listened to every game, or mostly every game that Ty Collins has called for Wake Forest baseball this year, and all they've done is gotten better, and their pitching staff has gotten stronger. And now heading into the ACC tournament in Durham, North Carolina, having claimed the regular season title, why not talk about them? Did we lose you?
Hello?
There we are. We got you.
I don't know what happened. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Yeah, we got you.
All right, sorry about that.
Why not talk about them? Like you said, all this team has done is gotten better over the year.
I mean, they have rolled through the ACC.
Yeah.
There's nobody even close to them in the standings. And the tournament starts tomorrow, and the way the ACC does it is a pool play, and it starts tomorrow. They don't even play until Thursday morning.
Right. They don't play until Thursday. They've earned that. They've got 22 wins in the ACC. The lack of attention is getting on my nerve.
Saturday was their last game. They played Virginia Tech at home, and clearly they didn't care because they played everybody on the team Saturday.
Yeah, they did.
They got blown out. I mean, there's no need to throw everybody out there on Saturday. Your best players. There's no need to.
No need at all. And now they get they get the top seed in the ACC, and it's just weird that the best team in North Carolina, say the Hurricanes, is getting no kind of coverage whatsoever.
Well, the other thing is, ESPN shows a fair amount of college baseball during the regular season. I think Wake's only been on once the entire season. Once.
I've only seen him once, and that was at Duke when they came back and won that.
And I realized they got ties with the SEC, and the SEC is really good.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. But the ACC is, I make fun of the ACC in basketball and football all the time, as you guys well know.
Yes.
ACC is pretty good in baseball. They really are.
Yeah, they are pretty good in baseball. And again, the top team in the country plays in the ACC.
And
The top team in the country plays in the ACC.
And again, I live 15 minutes away from Clark, at most. Nobody's really. The national media has not come on them at all. The local media has somewhat talked about them, but even the state media has not talked about them at all.
And that's sad. That's sad for that to happen. Speaking of teams that we'll go the exact opposite way, and I want to do this to get a laugh out of Jay and to keep his spirits up. And I'm also going to get a laugh out of Cole when I pose this question.
Oh yeah, will Cam Newton start again in Carolina Panthers?
Cole, there are a lot of certainties in this world, but that's not even close to being one of them.
I'm sorry, but
there's a better chance of Mile winning the lottery than that happening.
That's actually the way I wasn't going to go, but thank you, Cole, for that. I appreciate it.
No problem. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but you said raise his spirits. I was thinking, I could think of one easily that could raise his spirits.
And I can think of another one. Do the Charlotte Hornets know what the hell they're doing?
Oh, heck no.
Again, like I told you guys, the lottery would get blown again. And it looked so positive Tuesday night when the lottery was going on, and then it just got blown up right in their face. They might as well pick 40th in the draft that's coming in here because nobody cares about anybody but Victor Wembanyama.
Right.
About anybody other than him, and they got the second pick.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. What are your thoughts on Wembanyama? I want your raw, unadulterated thoughts on Victor Wembanyama.
He looks like the real deal to me. The only thing I'm concerned about is he's so slight.
So wiry, yeah.
He's
so wiry, yeah.
So question is, can he stay healthy with of course, nobody plays 82 games anymore. They're lucky if they play 60 anymore.
True.
And see, in my opinion,
load management.
Yeah. You see, in my opinion, and I'm glad you said that, Jay, I just think of Chet Holmgren. When people were raving about him, and he goes to the summer league, and then they do a pickup game, and all of a sudden, bam, he's gone for the year. And all I could think was, and people were saying, well, look at this guy. He's tall. He has point guard skills. Similar to things that we're hearing Wembanyama being said. Mm-hmm. He's tall. He seems to have skills of point guard. He seems to have a quick burst. But I look at it. I looked at his body. I'm like, can he last? Because I'm thinking one good injury and that's it for him. And then unfortunately, it happened in the summer. He got drafted.
One thing I think he has in his favor is he's from Europe. They teach these kids the right way. He's already played he already plays a number of games anyway because he's in a pro league there.
Right.
That's true.
Like I told you guys a million times, you could argue that 4 of the 5 best players in the NBA right now are European.
I don't even think that's an argument.
True.
I should think that's true.
No argument here.
Yeah.
Only thing
you raise a really good point too, Jay, in the fact that in fact that Wembanyama actually was in France playing because this is what I find hilarious and funny, but sad at the same time. You can have someone who's 17, 18 come into the NBA and actually have a full set of skills on display, yet you can't really say that about an American prospect.
No, you can't.
No.
Because the game's not taught I'll borrow from Jay. The game's not taught the right way here anymore.
No.
It's AAU has ruined basketball.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ruined it. Men's and women's basketball, it has ruined it.
Yeah.
Because there's no teaching whatsoever.
Yeah.
No, it's just all about win.
Athleticism. Wins and athleticism.
It's about athleticism. It's about wins. It's about nothing else.
Getting shoe deals.
Yeah.
Getting NIL deals. Come on, let's
getting NILs and But yeah,
there is no coaching whatsoever.
No,
and because of it, I don't recognize the sport anymore. I really
agree.
don't.
Totally agree.
I don't recognize it either.
It's hard to watch it. It really is.
God, it's so painful to watch at times. Yeah.
And I get criticized for some of the things that I've said about basketball players and teams lately, and of course I'm getting all kinds of crush. Like, well, how can you say that about Wembanyama? Have you watched basketball? Actually, I have. And the only two things that concern me, one, you guys brought it up, he is so slight at 7'4", and two, his footwork. Because you would expect a guy like that to, and I know he's still being taught. I know there's a ton of growth for him, but I hate to make this comparison, but it's along him being slight, and that's his motor.
But I think to go along with that, Snow, I think he is going to the perfect team.
Yes, I was gonna say the Spurs is a perfect landing spot for him. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've already dealt with something like this, and Pop already knows how to coach these kids.
And I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see it.
Jay stole my thunder. I was going to say the only saving grace that I see here is that you got a guy who thirsts to teach the fundamentals of the game to players, and that's the one thing I would want him. That's one thing I would want Pop to teach Wembanyama. Let him be what he's learned thus far, but yeah, teach him how to be proper in that post.
And like I heard the other day, I mean, Tony Parker is French. Tony Parker, I'm sure, is a hero of Wembanyama's.
Of course,
I'm sure he's there all the time. He can be a mentor to him.
Yeah.
The other thing is other than maybe the national media, the local media is not going to just like torture the guy while he's there like he'd be in New York or LA.
Right.
Chicago.
No.
Right.
No. San Antonians love their Spurs.
Yeah.
So yeah, they won't.
And
the media and the fandom wouldn't bother them.
I want to see the kids succeed. I do. I want to see the kids succeed. I'm not putting him down. I'm just comparing him to some players that I've seen in the past that have had all this ability but didn't have the motor. I want that to be different from Wemby. I do. I want it to be different. At the same time, I've seen others go down because of their hype and not being well, to a point, ready to take it all on. Now, I see different for him because of where he landed. He's in San Antonio. He's with the most basic coach, and I mean that in love, who will teach him the basics and get him ready for the rigors of an 82-game season. Because to have that kind of talent, you got to withstand an 82-game season, period.
Well, if he's lucky, 60.
Mm-hmm.
And I go back to what I heard last night at the end of that horrible Heat Celtics game, where the Heat had 3 undrafted players who lit it up last night.
Yep.
Does that tell you there's a flaw in the system somewhere?
Extreme flaw.
Big flaw.
The Heat can find these guys, but yet nobody else can.
Tell me how that happened.
One of whom, Caleb Martin, is from about 20 minutes from where I live in Moxville.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody around here even talks about him.
They don't want to talk about him. That's how I feel. And now we're being
15 minutes where I live.
Piece of breaking news: Carmelo Anthony has announced his retirement.
His gang shall follow him.
He should have announced that a long time ago.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. He hung on way too long.
And now he could sip wine in peace.
Or pieces. His time in New York did him in.
But he'll be a hero. He'll be a hero in the Garden forever.
How? He'll be a hero in the garden forever. That is a great line, Jay.
Oh
my God! You know what's so funny
horrible
though?
Knicks teams that he was on.
Oh gosh, he was on many of them. Even Wise has said this to me. He says, "Man, he said I wish I could say that the best player since Ewing is Carmelo, but now I have to say Jalen Brunson now because he eclipses Carmelo." And I was like, "Wow,
yeah,"
and that's saying something.
Way, the fact that the Knicks somehow stole Brunson away from the Mavericks, and the Mavericks garbage team they had at the end of the season after getting Kyrie, how dumb do the Mavericks look now?
Oh,
Very.
Not that I was rooting for Cuban to have a garbage team, but the
He did it
thought
to
of he did it to himself. The thought of people having delusions of grandeur dancing their heads, thinking, "Oh, we could pair Kyrie Irving with Luka Doncic. Oh, that'd be great." And I'm like, they're both ball dominant. How are you going to make this work?
You can't compare. You can't pair Kyrie Irving with anybody because his ego won't allow it. The only one who can somewhat control
My
Kyrie
work
Irving
is done.
LeBron. LeBron is the only one who can somewhat control Kyrie Irving. That's it.
Yeah, and you mentioned a key word in your sentence. Somewhat.
Yeah, because the World People's Champion doesn't want to be controlled.
And like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, Mike Krzyzewski must have hated Kyrie Irving while he was there.
Look. Brian makes it a running joke, saying, "Man, I know after the 11 games you played for Duke, that that Coach Krzyzewski must have said, 'Don't let the door hit you on the butt on your way out,' and had a smile on his face when he left."
He shook his hand, and it's a running joke I always say here, but if you think about it, this is how I feel it progressed. He played 11 games at Duke University. 11. Didn't even last all 11 games.
The number on one of the two numbers he wears on his jersey.
The number that he adorns right now. Man, when Kyrie told Coach, "I'm going to declare for the NBA," Coach shook his hand and quickly shoved him out the door and basically said, "Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out." That's too easy.
Got my program back.
Because it was held hostage for the 11 games that Kyrie was there. And Kyrie wasn't all that when he was at Duke University.
No.
Try again.
Hurt the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. He was hurt He was hurt the whole time.
And yeah, he had the nerve to think he was all that. He had the nerve to think he was all that and then some. What?
And then his ego got pumped up because he ended up being the number 1 overall draft pick.
Dear God, why?
Yeah.
Dear Lord, why? And his career has been up and down, mostly down. His career has been up and down since 2007, since 2016.
Well, a lot of it, him and obviously his choice to stupidly not get vaccinated. That was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
He lost millions of dollars because he refused to get vaccinated.
Yeah. Then lost millions more. Then lost millions more when he felt traumatized by the U.S. Capitol insurrection.
Listen,
the team doesn't play in D.C. and you don't live there either.
You know what? Listen. I've made this perfectly plain.
And I wish I was joking when I said that.
Oh, I know you're not. I know you're not.
He thinks the Earth is flat.
That's true. That's right.
That ain't only
100. Yeah.
He thinks with the link that he shared, and I understand to a point what he was doing, but I've said this about Kyrie. I will continue to say this about Kyrie, and I dare anybody to find the lie. Kyrie Irving did something very, very wrong. He violated his contract.
But that doesn't matter to some of these
It
idiots.
doesn't matter to him in the least.
And it doesn't matter to him at all. Yeah.
Let me repeat my
Rules
sentence.
don't apply to Kyrie Irving. They just don't.
They don't. They don't apply to LeBron either. But
and that has been his number one overall issue. Rules don't apply to him, and it has screwed his career up.
It affected him at Duke University, and it's affected him for the time that he's been in and out of the NBA. Let me repeat.
I know he will. He's got millions of dollars, and will live comfortably the rest of his life. But he blew a lot of millions of dollars because of these stupid stances and opinions.
Because of stupidity. Because of flat out stupidity. Let me say it again, Irvingologists. It goes like this. He may have shared a link that caused a lot of problems, but he caused the problem himself in 4 words. He violated his contract.
Yeah.
Period.
And the thing is about that contract violation, he thinks that he can rewrite the rules too. And that's the funny thing about it.
And he's tried.
And because in the contract negotiation that failed with the Nets, he actually wanted to put in writing, I want to play 60 games a year and no back-to-backs. I'm like, oh my gosh, fool.
And
really?
You're supposed to be a top player in the NBA? Ha! Not by those standards.
So you want to contractually miss 1/4 of your season.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically want to you really do want to middle finger fans. I really did understand that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, because of his stance on vaccination, he can play any home games in Brooklyn, and the games they played in the Garden, he couldn't play those either. So that's
right.
43 or 4 games.
That's 44 games.
44 games.
Yeah, it's 44 games he couldn't play in. Yeah.
Stupid. And now he's going to be out of Dallas. They have to cut him.
I don't know how they're going to get rid of him. I mean,
yeah, you're true with that, because I don't know who the hell would take that contract.
Yeah, that contract is a bit on the huge side.
They're not going to cut it. They're not going to cut him. I mean, that would look. Either way, it's going to look bad.
No, they're going to get. No, they're going to get something in return. It's just a matter of what, who's going to be the trade partner, and of course, a lot of people are saying it's going to be the Lakers because, like you said at the earlier point, Jay, the only person who can somewhat control him is, all right, Hot TV, Yo Kang.
My ears hurt.
You mean the player who's not the best player ever?
And the player that currently is not the best player on his own team, yet people are saying that he is the reason why the Lakers will come back from a 3-0 series deficit against the Nuggets and make history and be the first team in the NBA history to win a playoff series while down 3-0.
Those of whom are saying that, they're beyond delusional. They're complete morons. This series is over, whether it be tonight
or Wednesday
or Friday night. It is over.
Bishop Bullwinkle, will the Lakers erase a 3-0 deficit to these Nuggets?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Will the Lakers even erase will the Lakers erase or hold on to a lead in tonight's game?
Bitch, please.
Hell no. This series is done.
These people are mad that a guy from Croatia is better than their king.
Our job is done. Jay Spivey joins us as he does every Monday and dropped the mic with that.
Beautiful,
we love
Jay.
you, Jay. Thank you so much, man.
All right, guys. Have a great week.
You too, brother.
Absolutely freaking brilliant.
That was beautiful. In 4 words, Hard TV, Yo Kang need to go now.
Can I add something to that?
Oh, yes, sir.
I hate saying it this. No, I don't hate saying it this way because I've been told speak ye the truth and shame the devil.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is trash. Period.
Not he's trash.
LeBron. Give me this camera.
Not he's trash.
Quick, we got a minute left. LeBron James is trash and has been utter trash for 20 years. His game is trash. His media personality is trash. LeBron James is pure, unadulterated, straight up trash.
Not he's trash.
Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. And yes, LeBron James is pure, unadulterated trash. We're out of here. See you tomorrow.
And tonight, the Lakers are taking and... And don't forget, Revelations makes its return on the BS3 TV network. Tune in tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, as Cole interviews an absolutely riveting guest each and every Monday. That's Revelations, back on the BS3 network, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
And go Nuggets.